Good morning, good Friday morning, good sunny Friday morning, and if you haven't guessed, we are here in the Meerkat exhibit. We're getting a little barked at because we are intruding in their space for just a little bit, but we wanted to give you guys a different vantage point. That's the cool thing of hashtag Zoo Open Online, that we can do some different things we don't normally get a chance to. So we are going to talk meerkats with keeper Kristen today. So let us know that you're here, that who's watching, where you're watching from, and we'll give some shout outs to get started, guys. Good morning, Eliza and Skylar. Hi, Gavin and Grayson. Hi, Debbie, Mike, and the SEAL team. Hey, Ann. Hi, Carrie. Thanks for tuning in. Hi, Athena and Kaden. Oh, we've already got one. They are so cute. We're going to be saying that a lot today. They are totally cute. Hi, Hazel. Hi, Haven, age 3. Oh, Haven's birthday is tomorrow. She will be 4. Happy early birthday, Haven. Hi, Roland and Fremont. Good morning, Rachel. Hi, Jordan and Drayden. Thanks for tuning in. Hi, Bev and Rossford. Hi, Nikki. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, Lucas and Whitney and Monroe. Dawn says, we love watching your lives. Yay, we're excited. We love doing this and getting to move all around the zoo. Hi, Haley and Carson in Atlanta. Very cool. Hi, Omar. Hi, Sherry in Toledo. Hi, Theo, William, and Marcus in California. They get up early to join us each morning. That's so cool. Hi, Alicia in New Boston, Michigan. Hi, Deb in Cambridge, Ohio. Hi, Raylan, age 9. Hi, Tina. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, Shelby says the meerkats are her favorite. Yes, I love it when we get to make people's day like this. It's so cool.
They're my favorite too.
Kristen's not biased at all, but they are her favorite too. Hi, Ryan and Holly. Hey, Emmy. Oh, and birthday girl Isabella. Happy birthday, Isabella. We hope you have an awesome day and that you love meerkats. Kayla says, I can't wait to be back at our zoo. We can't wait either. Hi, Easton and Gavin. Hey, Connor and Cora. Hi, Des in Ontario and Nathan in Fort Wayne. Oliver, Bridget, and Kayla send us some love. Thank you so much. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started. We have quite a chorus going on over here. We are live in the Meerkat exhibit today, and we're going to be talking meerkats, everything about these crazy cool little creatures with their keeper Kristen. But before we get started, we wanted to give you our usual morning announcements. So don't forget, Meals on the Go continue. Entrees change every week. The menu for next week is already up, and yes, we do have some good, wonderful Mexican food for Cinco de Mayo, and those margaritas. You don't want to miss those. We have heard great things about them and all of the Mexican food and all the food that our catering staff has been putting out. So get your orders in early. We did actually sell out on Thursday, so that was amazing. You don't want to miss out though, so get your orders in now. Go to toledozoo.org/mealsonthego to do that. He's cracking me up. Sorry, guys. And our education staff's virtual classrooms, all of their tips and tricks, tune into those. You definitely want to check them out. They're giving you a little different perspective, a little more educational, and a little supplement to that homeschooling y'all are doing. So check those out too. And of course, we continue to do these as long as we're closed. We'll be here Monday through Friday at 10:30 doing these. We always have our donate button, and you can always go to toledozoo.org/donate to continue helping us through this difficult time. We know this closure has gone on for a long time for everybody, but we appreciate your continued support, and we still need you. So thank you very, very much. All right, Kristen, talk to us. Tell us about who we have here.
So right here we have 4 brother meerkats. They're all from the same litter. They're actually named after the Ninja Turtles.
Oh my
I'm an 80s baby, so I had to do it. So the noisy one that we've been listening to, that's Leo. He is our current sentry of the group of 4. So what he's doing is alerting the rest of the group that there are intruders in his area.
Yes.
So, yep, there he goes. He's underground now. So this is Raphael walking away. We've got Mikey and Donnie over here in the corner. I'll toss out some enrichment and then we'll be able to see everybody.
All right, tell us what type of enrichment you're putting out here.
What I'm giving out, this is PVC with wiffle balls in it, and I have earthworms inside there. This is some of their favorite enrichment that I give.
All right.
Anything that's creepy and crawly, they love to eat.
That's awesome. All right, so tell us a little bit about how many meerkats we have here, where they're native to, kind of their basics, and then we'll jump into everybody's questions.
Okay, so in this group right here, we just have the 4 brothers, but total here at the zoo, we do have 10 meerkats. We have another group of boys, also brothers of theirs, and that we did separate the 2 groups just because as they start to age, there's dominance issues and they would not be with their families in the wild, so it's a good idea to split them up sometimes just to resolve some inside issues with the group. So we do have 2 groups of boys, 4 in each. And then on the other exhibit today, we do have the mom, Angel, who is mom of all 9 of the other meerkats. And with her is her daughter, Norma.
All right, and where would we find these guys in the wild?
These guys are native to Africa. Oh, he's got a worm. So in Africa, these guys would live in desert areas or dry, arid places like the Kalahari Desert or deserts of South Africa. Anywhere where there's sand, really, because these guys are adapted for digging. If you look at them while you're watching them dig at their enrichment, you can see that they have smaller ears, and as they dig, they actually have canals that shut off so that dirt does not get in their ears.
Oh, that's
They
so
also have
cool.
really long nails for digging. They're actually the color of sand, which hides them while they're digging so that they don't fall prey to birds of prey or large lizards and snakes, things in the wild that would actually eat them. Hi.
And he's just telling us all about it
He's
over
just,
here.
yeah, he's just very unhappy with me standing right here.
All right, our first question is from Kenzie, who is 5 years old, and she would like to know, why do meerkats stand up?
Meerkats stand up for a couple different reasons. They like to sun themselves. So just like lemurs will sit and sun themselves with their bellies out, meerkats will stand on their hind legs, balancing themselves on their tail, and they will absorb all the sunlight that they can. Another reason that they stand up is they're fairly small. They're only about 1 foot tall, and they only weigh about 2 to 3 pounds. So they need to stand up and make themselves as big as possible so that they can see any predators that might be around.
And that's perfect. That leads right into Ashley's question is, do they have any predators?
They do have predators. Their main predator would be birds of prey, large eagles and things like that. And what Leo, he's exhibiting right now, is we are now predators because we're in his space, but sometimes he'll stare at the sky and he'll watch, and even airplanes that go by or helicopters, drones, anything, he will alert the group. And the noise that you're hearing is an alarm call. That is him telling everybody, hide, take cover. Something is out there that's going to get us. Also, they can fall prey to large snakes or large lizards. Other mammals that might eat them. There's not a whole lot of mammals that live in the desert. So mainly birds of prey, definitely.
All right, and again, you're so good. You're leading right into all of these questions. Alex wants to know, would meerkats meet lions where they live?
No, lions don't really live in the desert. But in South Africa, I guess there would be some lions. They might meet a lion. They're not going to like a lion. A lion's not going to care too much about them because they're too small. They're not worth the catch.
Sure.
So if they would meet a lion, you're going to hear what Leo is doing, and they're all going to run and take cover.
And Michelle wants to know, do they pay much attention to the bear exhibit next door?
They used to. They really like the reindeer that are on the other side of the exhibit. When they first started putting reindeer out, we called it Reindeer TV. They were so difficult to get in, they wouldn't shift inside for like days after we put the reindeer out. So they do like the animals. They like watching. They're kind of nosy, actually. They really are.
Fair enough.
Yeah, no, they do. They like to watch the bears. The bears like to watch them.
And Roland wants to know why they need all these holes that are around us.
Well, the holes that you can see are planting pockets, and those used to have lush greenery in them back in the 80s when this exhibit was built. Just like the rest of Tembo Trail, all of the exhibits have these planting pockets. It was for aesthetic reasons, but now they use them as tunnels. So what we can't see is this upper platform here underneath all of these planting pockets. They have an extravagant and elaborate tunnel system underneath there, just like they would have in the wild. They build like little mini cities underground, and that protects the groups. A group of meerkats in the wild, it could be anywhere from like 3 to 50 individuals. So you really need to have a large house to house all of your group, all of your mob, really. So
definitely.
Yeah, so we can't see that, but it's under there.
And are they like naked mole rats when we talked to them and they have their little burrows and stuff? Do they have like a room for restrooms, a room for sleeping, a room for all that? Is that similar?
They do. Yes, they do.
That's very cool. All right, Aurora, who is 7, would like to know, how long do meerkats live?
Meerkats in the wild can live maybe to about 10, but in captivity they live longer. They can live to be about 14 years old.
Wow.
We've actually had a meerkat here for several years. His name was Elvis. It's actually these guys' grandpa. He lived to be almost 17.
Wow.
So animals in the zoo really do live longer than those in the wild. They don't have any predators here, you know, and they're spoiled and they're taken very well care of. So
absolutely.
they have excellent health care.
Yes.
So, this is Raphael right here. He is the nosiest one of the group. Checking everything out.
Oh my goodness. They are so cute. Rowan, age 4, would like to know if you can pet them.
Me? No. They don't really like to be touched. They like to touch me. They like to dig at my shoes and my pants or anything they can really scratch at. But no, if I tried to pet them, they would bite me. And it hurts. I have some wounds and some scars to prove it.
And that is, again, answering Amelia, age 6's question of, do they make good pets?
Absolutely not. I can give you several reasons why. First reason, and most importantly, it's actually illegal to own a meerkat in the United States. There's a lot of red tape and paperwork involved with having meerkats, even in a zoo setting. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Department has to approve it. It takes months to even think about shipping animals out or shipping animals in. So yeah, they're a highly regulated species. And the reason for that is because they're injurious. So an injurious species is a species that is harmful to other wildlife and humans. So if these guys were to get out, they could take over. They would damage crops. They would damage things that they shouldn't be around. So no, they don't make good pets. Another reason they don't make good pets is, like I was saying, they have really long canines for their size, and their bite is very powerful. When we do handle them, we have large, thick welding leather gloves that we wear, and they can bite through those.
Oh my goodness.
And they also have really dirty mouths, just like a feral cat. You don't want their mouths near you. And the last and most disgusting reason why they do not make good pets is just below their tail, they have a little pocket that has a paste in it. And they rub that paste all over everything. And you do not want your house smelling like that paste. Trust me.
Oh, I bet not.
Yeah,
and the fact that, I mean, they dig for a living. This is what they do,
They would tear up your home. They might eat you in your sleep. You never know. They're cute, but they're very vicious. They really are.
And Sawyer, age 3, asks, do they all have names?
They do. So these guys are named after the Ninja Turtles. So right here we have Donnie and Raphael. Oh. And Raphael just body slammed Donnie. Watching the Meerkats with the Richmond is like watching a hockey game. So this is where I get my hockey enjoyment right now, because there's no hockey.
Exactly.
So I have to watch the Meerkats with enrichment. Over here we've got Leo, and then we have Mikey, aka Michelangelo, somewhere over there in the corner watching the bears.
He's in the corner.
Yep. He's our current dominant right now, so he's just watching and letting everybody else have fun, and he's keeping track of what is going on.
And how do you tell them all apart?
They all look different to me. Even when we had the group of 9 brothers together, like they all look different. Most of us that work with them can tell them all apart, if not all of us now. But let's see, Raphael, he's the most friendly. So if you go behaviorally, he's the most friendly. He's the first one to run up to you. If you're sitting down with him inside, he likes to sit on your lap. He also has no black on his tail. And he's kind of got wacky eyes. Like, he looks like he's always got big eyes. It's like he's always surprised. And then Donnie, who's back here hiding behind the bush here, he's got a little mark above his head, on his head, that's right above his right eye.
Oh yes, I see that.
It's not a scar, it's just like a dark patch of fur.
Almost like a little birthmark.
Exactly. So that's a good way to tell him apart. Plus, if you see his tail, He has a very thick tail with no black on the end, and it's kind of bald on the end.
Okay.
And then this right here is Mikey. Mikey is the only one of the group that has any black on his tail at all. So you can see just that tiny little bit of black.
Very good.
And he always looks like he's smiling, too.
Oh.
And when they're standing up, he's the tallest, too.
Okay, good to know.
And then Leo, he's obviously the noisy one out here on exhibit. He is more rust colored, I guess, than everybody else, and his ears stick out really far. So he's kind of got Mickey Mouse ears.
All right. And Gabriel, age 8, asks, why are they all the same size? How big could they get?
These guys are actually bigger than what they'd be in the wild. We've got large bone structure in our genes here. So their aunt, their great aunt, she was a large meerkat. So we've got some big bones in our groups. These guys weigh about 1.4 kgs, so right around 3 pounds, a little over 3 pounds. In the wild, a meerkat would only weigh about 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds.
Okay.
So these guys are a little on the heavier side. Raphael's actually the lightest of the group. He's right where he should be. He's about 1.2 kgs. So he's perfect weight.
All right. And Charlotte, age 4, asks, why do they have a pointed nose?
They have a pointed nose so that they can get worms and bugs and things out of the sand while they're digging. In the wild, what they would eat are bugs and worms, and they'd actually eat snake eggs and snakes, small lizards, bird eggs. About 92% of their diet is actually meat, so they are considered a carnivore, a very small carnivore. They do eat roots or fruit, anything like that that they could find in the wild, mainly because in the desert there's not a lot of places to get water, so by eating anything like that that they could find, they would get moisture from that, as well as from the protein that they would eat.
Sure.
But the most fascinating thing in the wild that they would eat are scorpions.
Really?
Now, I don't want to eat a scorpion. You guys probably don't want to eat a scorpion. Scorpions have a venom pocket. They have a stinger. So something very cool is when babies are born, as the parents are teaching them how to eat and hunt, they'll actually injure scorpions and they'll remove the venom sac and the stinger, and then they'll let the babies eat them. As the babies grow up, they'll leave more and more of the toxin and more of the stinger so that they can slowly adapt to the toxins and build up antibodies to it so that when they're full adults, they can catch scorpions and eat them on their own.
That is very cool. Alex, age 6, would like to know, why do they go in the holes?
Well, they're just checking out the burrows. Since we're out here, they want to make sure nobody else snuck into their house, I think. But they're also going down there, maybe to get out of the sun, just to check on things. Again, they're nosy, so they want to know what's going on everywhere at all times.
And Lucas, age 8, asks, what other animals are they related to?
That's a really good question. So, since they're meerkats, they're actually not related to cats at all. These guys are related to mongoose. The banded mongoose is actually their closest relative. And if you look at the family tree, they're closer related to hyena than they are even, say, lions and tigers.
Wow, that's interesting.
Cat family, yeah. So, mongoose, hyena. Somebody's yakking up a worm. You okay
Delightful. Thank you.
over there? There we go.
And why are they called meerkats?
I have no idea.
That's a really good thing we'll have to Google.
That's a good question. Maybe Google. Maybe Google will know that one.
Yeah.
I don't know that. You stumped the mob boss. You really did.
Okay, see, you did it again. You went right into our next question. What's a group of meerkats called?
A mob or a gang?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Meerkat Society is very cutthroat. It's a very harsh society to live in, so they're named after mobs and gangs. That's what you call a group of them.
And Malia, age 6, asks, what keeps them from going over the fences? Do they try to get away?
They do not try to get away. We actually have an electric fence that goes around the outside, the periphery of this exhibit, and then the large rocks. They can't climb and they can't jump. Not that high anyway. But the electric fence does keep them in. They don't get close to it. They know what it is. And they don't really have a reason to want to leave. I mean, they're really spoiled here, gotta say.
They're enjoying it, huh?
They really are. We can give them some more snacks.
And Tony would like to know, what is your favorite part of being a keeper?
This stuff, interacting with the animals, doing training. Anytime you can get experience with animals like this, we have an amazing job, and not a lot of people get to do that. So, you know, just take it a day at a time. And I mean, what's better than this, right?
Right. What are you giving them now?
These are balls that have more earthworms in them. Anybody? Any takers?
Everybody's on the run here. All right, and Nathan, age 10, asks, are they considered rodents?
They are not considered rodents. Nope.
All right.
These guys are related to the mongoose. Completely separate part of the mammal family than rodents. Yep.
And Blaze, you were just a little bit ahead of us. He's age 3, and he wanted to know what that bucket in the background was for.
That has snacks in it.
It had extra snacks.
Yeah.
You're a very observant one there, Blaze. Thanks so much. All right, and Melanie asks, do you maintain their enclosure underground or just what we can see and they take care of the rest?
That's a really good question. No, we'll actually, a couple times a week we come out and we do collapse their tunnels. It makes it safe for them just so nature doesn't collapse it on them, or, you know. It's just, it's easier for us to maintain, tell if we need to add more sand. We can come out and clean up enrichment. But yeah, no, we usually just collapse the top part. They don't do a whole lot of digging on the bottom part of the exhibit, not to where they could get underground. So this top part is actually elevated and full of sand, which is made for that purpose, so that they can dig elaborate tunnel systems like they would in the wild.
Very cool. And Talia, age 5, would like to know where they're from.
Africa. So the deserts of Africa. You would not find these walking around in North America.
All right, and let's see here. Lindsay wants to know, what do they use that paste for that they have near their tail?
They use that to scent mark. So when an animal scent marks something, they're claiming it. They're making it theirs. It also lets the other animals know who's been there. Yeah, you don't want that stuff. No, but it's real stinky too.
Ooh, no thank you.
Yeah.
No,
but they're cute. They're really cute.
And Nina wants to know what foods they eat here at the zoo.
Here at the zoo, they get a balanced diet. So while they're mainly carnivores in the wild, we give them fruits and vegetables every day also, in addition to their protein diet. Right now they're eating earthworms. They get once a week. This is more of an enrichment. But they also get mealworms every day. They get crickets every day. They get a ground up horse diet, like a horse meat, just like all the other carnivores here at the zoo get. And they also get, actually, spinach and romaine, which they really like.
Hey, they're eating their vegetables, huh?
They get a really nice salad every day. It looks really good, too.
Brinley, age 8, says meerkats are her favorite.
They're my favorite, too.
All right. And let's see. Rebecca asks, do they have a strong sense of smell?
Yes, they do. It's because of that little paste pocket that we were talking about. So, yeah, they do have an odor, especially this group, because they're 4 3-year-old males that are all intact. So they are scent marking up a storm outside on exhibit and down inside in the building.
Absolutely. And Ulrich, age 4, wants to know, why do they have big teeth?
Well, you would need big teeth to eat scorpions and catch snakes. So, yep, they have big teeth because they're carnivores, and most carnivores have big teeth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Trevin asks, are they fast?
They are fast. Don't ask me how fast they can run because I don't know. But they do play chase, and they will run and do little sprints. They're pretty fast. They can run faster than I can.
Oh, my goodness. And Ellie, age 4, asks, what is their favorite snack?
Their favorite snack is anything that's creepy crawly and moves. So, crickets, mealworms, kingworms, earthworms, all the things that we wouldn't think of eating.
All right. And James, age 8, says, I like to watch Meerkat Manor. Have you seen it, and do you like it?
I have seen a couple episodes of that, and that was years ago, right? It's not like a current thing, right? I do remember watching it. I remember, what was the female's name? Flower. Flower was her name, and she was the dominant of the group. A lot of things they portrayed on that show is real. I mean, Meerkat Society is brutal. It really is.
Very cool. And Robin would like to know, how long did it take to make their underground place?
Well, considering we collapse it every week, they can actually re-dig it in about a day.
Very cool.
Yeah, they're very fast. They'll spend all day and all night digging.
And can you recap for Taylor how many meerkats we have here at the zoo?
We have 10. So we have 2 girls and 8 boys.
All right. And Haley wants to know, how much can they eat in a day?
Some days I feel like they're bottomless pits, and they'll just eat and eat and eat everything that they're offered. Some days they leave a little bit of their food, which is good. We don't want them to eat everything. We want them to be full. Without actually weighing all their food and adding it in my head, it's really hard to give an exact amount, but they get a couple 100 grams of food for the group.
Okay. And Ulrich wants to know if they like to play with toys or do they play games?
They do both. So we call these enrichment items. So they do have balls and they do have some other items downstairs that we'll hang up for them. They have hammocks, smaller balls that they can play with. They actually have slides that we use downstairs. They will play with enrichment. They'll play with each other and mock fight, things like that too. All sorts of things to keep them occupied.
And what time do they usually come out? Spencer, age 9, would like to know.
Well, now that it's getting warmer, they're going to be out all the time. But normally in the morning, if they do come in at night and we lock them in, they'll be out before the zoo opens. And then we bring them in. They'll actually have access, so they'll be out the whole time the zoo's open.
And what's the best time of day to see them active?
In the morning. In the morning, definitely. Later in the afternoon, we give enrichment also. On a really hot day, they're going to spend a lot of time in the shade or underground. So on a nice cool day like today, this is perfect.
This is what you'd see, huh?
This is what you'd see.
And Layla, age 6, asks, do they sleep underground?
They do sleep underground. Even inside, we have tubes inside, and they all cram together and sleep in those too.
And Amelia wants to know how they handle winter here if they're used to the desert.
Well, they don't go outside in the winter. They have really strict guidelines here. Again, they're spoiled a little bit. So it's got to be about 40 degrees and sunny for them to spend an afternoon out on exhibit. But if there's any snow or ice or rain or anything like that, we keep them inside. They have floor heat inside, and when it's cold out, they don't even really want to go outside.
And Brianna, age 11, wants to know if they drink water.
They do drink water. Especially in zoos, they drink water. In the wild, they're going to live in the desert, so there's not too many opportunities for water. Rainfall, they would drink out of puddles. But in the wild, mostly they would get a lot of their water intake from the food that they eat.
And Melanie asks, who is the youngest in this gang?
These guys are all from the same litter, so they're all the same age.
All right. And Carlin wants to know why they have big black rings around their eyes.
That's a good question. My guess would be it protects them from the sunlight, because as you saw earlier, they're standing and they're facing the sun. So that's going to protect their eyes from the sun. That way there's no glare.
And Brexton, age 6, wants to know if they eat mosquitoes.
If they could catch one, they might. They do like to catch bugs, so, you know, they do catch random things out here on exhibit that we don't offer, I'm sure.
Very nice.
Bugs and things.
And Max, age 7, asks, how many babies do they have at one time?
They can have up to 8. The most we've ever had here was 6. The least amount we've had here is 1. We've had a lot of litters here. I worked with the Meerkats for a little over 11 years, and we've had lots of litters in the past. These guys are actually the youngest. This is our last litter of baby Meerkats that you would have seen a year ago, or 3 years ago. So they just turned 3 in March. They're born in March 4th of 17. So.
And Will, age 9, asks, how often do they have babies?
They can have babies about every 80 days if they would be allowed. It's about 77 days is their gestation.
Very nice.
About 11 weeks.
And Rebecca wants to know if these are also called prairie dogs.
No, prairie dogs and meerkats are not related at all. Meerkats are carnivores from Africa, and prairie dogs are herbivores from North America. And prairie dogs are part of rodent family.
And Emily said the one who looks out for danger is called a sentry, which is what you told us.
Yes.
Do the others have jobs too?
They do. So there's usually an excavator in the group, which is his main job or her main job would be to make sure the tunnels are nice and kept up. Right now, I'm not sure who the excavator in this group is. They all kind of do that job. They all do the sentry work too. Leo does take breaks to eat and things, so they will swap jobs here and there. But yeah, usually they do all have different jobs.
And we have to get the friend shout out here from Bryn and your hairstylist, Amanda.
Hi! I miss you. I
was going to say, I bet we all miss Amanda greatly now. Oh my goodness, that was funny. Thank you guys. But yes, shout outs to you. All right. Do you happen to know when the zoo first got meerkats?
Years and years and years ago. They used to be in the old Diversity of Life building, which was over, I think, part of the museum. That was way before my time.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
We have had meerkats here for many years.
All right. And Audrey, age 7, wants to know, how much do the babies weigh?
Babies only weigh maybe 100 grams, if that. They're very small, and the cute part about a baby meerkat is it looks just like an adult. They're adorable. There's not much anything cuter than a baby meerkat, really.
Oh, that's awesome.
They don't have hair, and you can still see the stripes on their skin.
Oh, cute. Oh, they sound cute.
They're quite adorable.
All right, we're going to end here with Melanie's question of how many different exhibits do you help maintain? Do certain keepers specialize in different animals?
Well, let's see. For my department, the large mammal department, I'm a carnivore keeper. So I work the 2 areas that have the carnivores. So this area is meerkats plus the grizzly bears, the snow leopards, the tigers, the Andean bear, the pumas, and then also Arctic, which is the polar bears, the seals, the wolves, and the cheetahs. So I get to work with all of those animals every week. These guys are mainly my specialty. I work with them the most.
All right, and I lied. We're going to take one more question because I think this one could be really cute, and we want to make sure, because we've given a few shout outs for birthdays today. Do you do anything for their birthdays?
We treat every day like it's their birthday. These guys, you have no idea how spoiled they are. So, but yes, no, we'll tell them happy birthday, and they might get extra treats here and there, but every day is treated like their birthday.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us to see all our little meerkats on display. Look at them. They all want their little moment in the spotlight right now. This is so great. A perfect ending. Thank you guys so much. We will see you next week.